Welcome to another episode of Fan Made, and today we're going to review this, the Action Force Palitoy Collectors Guide. Yes, I know it's a book and you're thinking, boring. Well, clear that thought, this is a good one.
Action Force Toys, the battle has just begun.
A warm welcome back, it's Dave at VTR in the collection room. Now, if you're a seasoned Action Force collector or you're just starting out like myself, then this book is definitely for you. It's probably the most comprehensive reference guide to the Action Force line you'll ever likely to find. Let's take a closer look. Three things strike me immediately. The first is, it's a quality item, printed on lovely thick glossy paper. It's quite weighty actually, with 300 pages. Number two, it's beautifully designed, amazing photos, amazing layouts and backdrops, really nicely done. And number three, the organisation of this book just makes sense for Action Force. Action Force over its history evolved many times, and in fact on the inside of the front cover here you can see that history listed out, starting with the original figures based on the Action Man outfits in 1982, going through to the teams such as the SAS and Z-Force, right through to the repackaging of G.I. Joe and Cobra. And if you have a look at any one of these pages, you can see that each page is printed in what looks like a folder with a tab, and this tab tells you which phase of Action Force we're in. So it starts from, for example, with 1A and 1B on the tab representing the original Action Man outfit based figures, going right through to tab 3, which represents the G.I. Joe and Cobra repackagings. Let's just have a look on the back of this book. And yeah, I don't think this book would have been possible or even exist if it wasn't for all of the contributors that offered their photos and their help and assistance in producing this book. There's a huge number of people here, and I'm sure there are loads more as well. In fact, actually that cover art is by Alejandro Cabral. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. So yeah, first impressions do not disappoint. My collection of Action Force is only just starting. I've taken this German Stormtrooper out of the display, so let's look it up. Wow, a good looking page. Here's the card front and card back. Yep, it looks the same as the real thing. In the middle we've got 360-degree photos of the figure itself, and perhaps most importantly, there are pictures of all of the accessories. Now, one thing I really like are the cross-references to other figures. It says here, this figure provided the basis for the enemy Red Shadow on page 50. Let's have a quick look. Here's the Red Shadow, and yes, you can see the mould is the same as Stormtrooper, obviously a different paint scheme. Did you know there are variants of this figure? If you did, by the way, you win an extra medal. But if you're like me, and you didn't, well, that's the beauty of these kinds of books. You always learn something new. So let's just see what it says. So in version 1, there was a shield and phoenix insignia on the helmet. Version 2, there was no helmet insignia. And then in version 3, they changed the strap from grey to black. Let's just have a look at my figure here. He has a black strap, so this is a version 3. I guess Palitoy simplified the moulds and decreased the attention to detail in order to save costs. Well, I never knew that there are variants. Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
I acquired this collector's guide through the Kickstarter created by Blood for the Baron. They smashed their target with 224 backers, and I was surprised by how quickly I received this book. With my pledge, I also received a 30th anniversary supplement, a replica Action Force micro comic, a leaflet advertising what I think is a new Action Force comic, and a BFTB business card. In a recent video, I went through my wish list for 2021, and one of those figures happens to be the Action Force Kraken. So let's see what it says about that. And here's the Kraken. The card looks pretty plain, although I want to get the figure loose, and this is what the figure looks like. He's going to look great on display here. It comes with a net and a trident. It looks like there's a variation on the net. And let's see what it says here. Initially available as a special offer via a leaflet in the vehicle boxes, and just so happens with the pack I also got one of those mini comics, and on the back there you are, how to get your free Kraken, so you can send away any 3 team badges and in the mail you get back your Kraken. Who else do we have around here? We've got Baron Ironblood. Let's see what it says about him. Some Baron Ironblood figures came with a Star Wars Han Solo blaster instead of the regular Uzi. Wow, who knew that? Now, there's one piece that's a grail for me, and probably many of you as well, and that's the Robo Skull. We'll take a look at how this vehicle is represented in the book, but first, you may be wondering how you can get hold of this yourself. I think the best chance of acquiring a copy is to visit the Blood for the Baron website, where they have a store. From the tweet on the side here, dated January 23rd, 2021, it states they have limited stock. So, I wish you luck if you're after one. Right, let's look at the Robo Skull, an iconic vehicle. As you can see, vehicles are given a 2-page spread. On the right hand side we've got multi-view photos backed by an engineering diagram, and on the left we've got photos of the box, the decals, and again, importantly, all of the accessories. And we also have a cross-reference here, so it says it was supplied with the Red Wolf figure. And we're also told that the Robo Skull was later repackaged as a Cobra vehicle, which you can then see on page 210. Let's just take a look at this Red Wolf figure on page 52. Oh, there we go, straight to 52. There's Red Wolf, and yes, he's red. No surprise there. Oh, and we've also got Skeletron. That's another figure that I'm looking for. So it looks like this is a mail-away only figure. There doesn't look like there's a card. It's a nice touch that they have photos of the mail-away letters there. Very nice. I just noticed at the back of this book there's a reference list of all of the Battle Action Force comics, including their covers. And there's also a section on miscellaneous Action Force items, many of which I've never actually seen before. And that's the thing about this book. It's a kind of rare combination of being a comprehensive factual guide, but it's all wrapped up in a really delightful design. And yeah, it's not cheap, but if it wasn't for the fans that actually made this book would not actually exist at all. So thanks to everybody who's contributed in the creation of this book. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Fan Made. I certainly had fun making it. If you've got the vintage rush, then please subscribe, like and comment. All the support is appreciated. Thank you very much. I publish a video every week, so look out for the next one. All I have left to say is stay vintage, stay safe, and until next time, cheers everyone.